Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Safe Cafe number 4. We had to start a little early tonight. I apologize for any confusion that was causing you. We're having a little technical difficulties on the other end, and I don't know what that's about with Dawn and Tim. Hopefully, we're going to get that worked out. But it was just time for the broadcast, so here we are. Tonight's broadcast is about the art's impact on the SAFE network and vice versa. And there's a lot to be said about all this. I wish my guests were here that I had someone to talk to out loud about it. So I'll try to do the best that I can until they are able to join us. The thing is that there's a lot of promise with what's coming down the pike with the SAFE network. The SAFE network makes it possible for us to do things that we've never done before with the arts, and such things as, very, very robust live broadcasting that will, probably for the first time, rival television quality and these kinds of things. So we're really looking forward to that. Some of the things that a lot of people may not understand about the SAFE network is that it is possible for the first time, for artists to basically not starve and sell their own art and do their own kinds of things and reap tremendous rewards. I encourage everybody to read my 2 articles on my blog, medium.com/@David Lasoff. I wrote 2 articles about 2 different applications called Network99 and Studio99, where artists can both make and sell their, whether they're musicians or filmmakers or digital artists, game developers. There's no end to what's possible in terms of what they can make and then what they can sell. And we're looking forward to. We do have a viewer. 2 viewers? This is great. So at least we got 2 that are with us. Tell us who you are. Also, I've enabled the Q&A, so you can text your questions in and you can talk about that. I don't know if we're going to solve those technical difficulties for Tim and Don tonight. I hope so. Otherwise, it's just going to be me doing most of the talking. So if you're watching, please send in a question or 2 so that I have something to respond to. So anyway, why are artists important when it comes to big changes in society? Well, artists lead the way. Always when there's a big change, artists are in the forefront. Whenever there's a revolutionary change, and the SAFE network makes a revolutionary change possible, wherein people can secure their freedoms once again, achieve privacy once again, and have security in their transactions once again. So we're looking forward to seeing what artists will do with such a robust digital networking environment as the SAFE network as time goes on. Why is this even possible? Well, for those who may not be aware of this yet, the SAFE network pays SafeCoin, a digital alternate currency, to applications that are on the network just by being there. So if they're really great applications and people are using them, then what does that mean? Well, that means that for artists, they're earning money for instead of giving away their art for free. You know, there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of independent movies that have never seen the light of day in any movie theaters. Well, artists will be able to upload their movies to uh, channels that are put on such applications as Network99, and that people, when they watch those movies uh, for free, okay, users will be able to access art and movies and videos and those things for free. And the network itself will pay SafeCoin to those applications, which will then be redistributed to the artists that are uploading their videos or their movies or their music. Musicians, you know, bands that have their own music. Fans can listen to them live on channels, for example, or download a song. Anytime a lover of music or a listener of a live concert uses an application, the um, the network itself will pay that application, and then that application will redistribute those revenues to the artists themselves. So the premise of something like Network99 is simply that in this particular application, what we'll do is give the artist 99% of that SafeCoin revenue, and the application itself will keep 1%. Studio99 works the same way, where an artist will use digital technology to produce art for free. To use Studio 99, whether that's Film Studio 99 or Music Studio 99 or any of the others, the artist doesn't have to pay anything to use that application. He'll be able to just use it and then upload his completed works to an appropriate channel on Network99 and begin earning SafeCoin for his art. And people ask, well, what's a SafeCoin worth? Well, that's whatever the market says it's worth. And I've always said, ever since I've learned about what it is that MadeSafe is doing in creating a safe network, is simple. If a Bitcoin is worth, you know, today it's worth over $500 a Bitcoin in an insecure, same old crappy public internet with all the problems that are on the internet. No private network, no secure environment. And the bottom line is, if a Bitcoin is worth, you know, what it's worth today, without its own private secure network, it doesn't take the rocket scientist to know that a safe coin will be worth quite a lot of money when the safe network is finally adopted in large numbers, millions and millions of people using the safe network. Safe coin will be worth quite a bit of money. So right now, there are lots of ideas, and we're already seeing some of these emerge in the cryptosphere, where altcoins and cryptocurrencies are being able to be exchanged for, you know, the British pound or U.S. dollar or the euro. And when these things begin to become most common, that people will be able to exchange SafeCoin for any number of currencies, and in so doing, they will be able to For example, an artist would be able to be an artist and get paid in SafeCoin for his art as users enjoy his art. And then he can either use that SafeCoin on the Safe network in a variety of ways, or he can exchange it for different currencies in the real world and go down to the grocery store and buy groceries, or stop in at the petrol station and buy petrol, or any number of things he'll be able to do. People say, well, this is far off and into the future. Well, it's into the future, but I don't know that it's extremely far off or extremely far out. But that brings us to, some of the issues that I wanted to talk about tonight, about what I consider where we're at and what's really going on in this particular time. There are different kinds of people for different kinds of stages of projects in development. Right now, where we're at with the development of the Safe Network and some of these ideas that I'm talking about right now, it takes a real pioneer to be able to be here now with what we're talking about, because I'll be the first to admit it, and people shouldn't represent things except as they really are. Applications like Network99 and Studio99, this is what we call vaporware. It doesn't exist. It exists in the minds of people who are thinking about how to revolutionize the world of the arts on the Safe Network, and because of the development of the Safe Network, this kind of thinking is possible. But that's where pioneers have to start. They have to start at the beginning with a good idea, and they have to start even before an idea is actually possible in the world. That's where we are. We are in the test nets. The Safe Network is not even launched yet, and so it's time to think about what is possible, and it's time for pioneers of the Safe Network to think about that, and to not get bogged down with worrying about the facts that what we're talking about is the future, because that's what we need to be doing. We need to be imagineering the future in the present, and that's why this idea of the Safe Cafe was born, was to find a place for people who were Safe Network pioneers to just have conversations, to imagineer the future together, and to begin to figure out how to put together our ideas so that when the Safe Network is launched and becomes operational, we will have gathered together and sought out ways to develop applications during this formative time period. And so, is it an uphill fight? Well, if it was just an uphill fight, I would feel a lot better. I think it's more like climbing a rock face and looking for the toe holds in the rock face. That's how formidable it is at this stage, because we're reinventing the internet. We're reinventing economic models. We have to even come up with new ideas about how to self-aggregate in such an environment, regardless of geography, because that is the future. The future is people being able to get together by whatever they're interested in, and these people, and it's without people being necessarily local to one another. So one of the ideas that we've been talking about is the idea of what's called an open value network. And an open value network is it's not an organization. It's not a corporation. It's not a uh, how should I say? It's not a conventional. Uh, um, it's not a conventional company. Um, what it is people getting together in a free, private, and secure network. And so we even have to go further than that. We have to think about what does it take for that to happen, to get people to get together and to do that. So the challenges are huge, um, and we need pioneers to think about these ideas and to come up with the best ideas and work out how to do this. An open value network has to have its own structure, and the reason why something like that is necessary is a very simple idea. If you think about uh, the safe network paying an application SafeCoin, well, you have to ask yourself, how is that application going to redistribute that SafeCoin to the people who created it and who maintain it and who make that application such a great place for people to come and use? There has to be a way to do that, and there has to be a structure to divide that uh, revenue from the SafeCoin up between the people that have created the application. That could be 2 people, 5 people, 500 people. Just depends on the type of application that we're talking about. So you need a structure for that. And traditional corporations and organizations, they're not going to work on the safe network. We're going to I mean, I'm not saying they cannot work. I'm saying that the safe network calls us to think about how to um, think beyond uh, the past and into the future in a free and open, secure and private network. We need free and open, secure and private types uh, of, of structures for people to work in, so they can bring their talents to bear to create and add value. I'm here. The link won't let me connect the Hangout. The same issue as last time. I don't know what it is. Tim, I wish you were here. So if you have a question, go ahead and send your question in. We've got 4 viewers, so I know that there's at least several more. So if you have any questions, please send them in. Otherwise, it's going to be me trying to simply have a conversation that I think is the one that we need to have. I would like to respond to questions and comments as much as possible. So yeah, at this stage, it's time to think about the implications of the safe network for the arts. I think it's huge. I think as we contemplate some of these ideas, there's no end to the unlimited possibility for artists of all kinds to benefit and to derive great value from distributing their own art on the safe network. The big picture about the vision of what Network99 is the ability of an artist to actually distribute his own art without having to pay middlemen to do that, who end up taking a lot of the share of of the revenue that comes from the display and the sharing and the selling of art. I'm not even criticizing that. In the old world, maybe it was necessary. I'm going to try something here. Okay, I answered that. Okay, that's there. That's there. All right, good. Never mind. I was just trying to see if I could get you again, Tim. I don't know what the problem is. Um, so anyway, so that's what that's the vision of Network99, which is an artist can distribute his own art. Studio99 is equally as revolutionary. It's where an artist can use state-of-the-art virtual digital editing equipment and studio quality kinds of equipment in a virtual way and not have to pay for that. The trade-off comes down to the fact that the network pays applications for using those applications on the network. It's really a very simple idea. It's revolutionary, and sometimes people who are used to dealing with issues of complexity 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, smart people sometimes need to stand back and think about. Sometimes the solution is so obvious we don't really see it in terms of the economy of what we're talking about. But it is a revolutionary system. It is we haven't seen this before. Like I saw the post about T-shirts from MadeSafe today. Get a chance to go on madesafe.org. Shona Oldham sent a post asking people their shirt sizes, and on the front of the shirt it says MadeSafe, the Safe Network, 130 million years in the making. And I guess I understand where that's coming from. This is a revolutionary idea, and that's what we mean about the 99% revolution. It's an idea that it's a peaceful idea. It's an effective idea. It's an unstoppable idea in terms of revolution, because it's not about confronting power. It's about opting out of being forced into things and choosing a free option, choosing an alternative that exists in the real world. So we're hoping that comes about fairly soon, and I think that it will. I think there's a lot of great reason to believe that that's true, and a lot of great progress has been made. For the same reason that the Safe Network is revolutionary for the arts, it will also be this way for education. There's no end to the possibilities of what we can do in the world of education, teaching people, sharing knowledge, just what people can have access to in the future, and educating themselves, teachers being able to come up with resources to teach whoever are their students in whatever the setting is. Here is a question from Tim. As the city grows, it becomes more productive, yet the larger companies grow. The less productive they become. Cities equal many roles. Freedom, companies are centralized. Free choices are expressions of the evolutionary process. Freedom gives the artist what? That's like a half sentence. I'm looking to. Yeah, I'll try to interpret that. Free choices are expressions of an evolutionary process, and I think that's where we are. We're moving into a more naturalistic process, a process that is reflects nature. We were talking about the last time the ability. Tim writes in the ability to generate, create, and select choices. Yes. We were talking. We were talking about the T-shirt, and it's turning out that MadeSafe is has a mascot now, I think, and that's the ant. It's just sort of developed that way because I think David Irvine is a admirer of ant colonies and the idea of a naturalistic system. I know Tim has sent me a video on bees and beehives and how they work and how they make wise decisions collect as a hive. And an open value network is like that. Individuals who retain their individual identity work together, and having diverse opinions about things, they finally settle onto consensus. And the tendency typically is that in that process, a wise crowd makes an excellent decision. And so we're looking forward to see this grand experiment unfold. There's a lot of reason to believe that moving into more naturalistic ways of getting together to get things done to create value is a much better way, and it's free, meaning people discover their freedom this way, freedom to do what they want, how they want to do it, without the powers of authoritarians or third parties interfering in that process. So we're looking forward to seeing all this happen. And why is it possible? Because the technology is coming. I've said this before. The safe network. It's not a. Yeah, and Tim writes in, these choices are expressions of natural law, and that's right. And it's time that people really understand that natural law and natural rights are inherited. That nobody has a right to take those rights away from us. And a naturalistic system is a system that doesn't allow third parties to interfere in that process. So that's where we're headed. And technology, makes that possible. I've often said that computer took away our privacy. I believe that computers, through the safe network and the adoption of the safe network, is going to restore our privacy. But and it is a time to consider revolutionary ideas. I'm kind of what I call a rebel. I kind of fall into that category of people who think that I'm not going to ask anybody for permission. I'm just going to do what I think I need to do. And I know Tim, my co-host, has often said that this is the way things are anyway. We're just not used to pointing them out and seeing them. And Tim's more like an artist. I'm not. Artists, by the way, are people who tend to lead revolutions, or at least be in the forefront of revolutions, with their music and their art, expressing what the future is that's coming, or what's wrong with the present, and being a force for giving people hope for that bright future that's going to be created, or just helping people to understand what's wrong with what's going on around them. Anyway, artists end up being catalysts for big social change. And don't underestimate this new technology. The safe network is going to be the vehicle that fundamentally changes a lot of things. It's not a small thing that's going to happen when this new internet is born. That's not overstating it either. It really is a new internet. And power to take matters into our own hands and not be stopped by third parties, whoever they might be, becomes accessible to everybody, not just the technologists, but the artists and the educators and the common people who never had access to such robust tools. So I'm looking forward to it, and I really believe that we're going to see amazing things in the future in the way of, we talk about a cyber brain of millions, possibly billions of machines linked together. What kind of computing power is that? What kind of storage availability is that? I just think that our experience of the internet and the presence is just going to, one day we're going to look back and we'll realize that, we were driving around in Model Ts. And we will see things that are just so, high definition and fast and robust and virtual reality based or augmented, and it'll just be a very robust and pleasant and beautiful thing to experience our new digital lives on the safe network. Tim writes, every great advance in natural knowledge has involved the absolute rejection of authority. The safe network, made safe tech, is evidence of that natural law. That's an interesting way of looking at it. I find nothing wrong with that. The idea that we're advancing as a species into more naturalistic ways of doing things. It can't be done unless we reject authority, unless we say that authority, do what it may, it's not going to do it to me anymore. I'm not going to let it. I'm going to choose another option. I'm going to head on over to Galt's Gulch. If any of you have read Atlas Shrugged, I think the Safe Network is that sort of place to go to for freedom lovers and 99% revolutionaries. Yeah, I'm a 99% rebel. Are you? I hope so. I'm fomenting a revolution. I'm all about subverting that authority, watching it collapse in on itself because it doesn't have anything to do with me. People might think I'm crazy, but I think all that stuff has been hurting the world, holding the world back. If anything, it's just something that's a dinosaur. Time for it to die. It's not time for us to confront it. It's not time for us to fight against it. It's not time for us to shoot at it. It's not time for us to bleed for it anymore. Aren't we tired of bleeding for it? Aren't we tired of suffering from it? Aren't we tired, sick and tired? My friend Chadwick Mahaffey, we were talking about this great scene in an old movie, not that old, 1976 movie called Network. Great scene. He posted it on madesafe.org. Maybe you've heard the very famous saying in that special scene where this broadcaster comes in and he sits down at his desk, doesn't even take his raincoat off. You can tell he's been walking in the rain. He just sits down there and he starts giving this monologue speech where he ends up saying, um, I'm something words to the effect, I'm sick and tired of it all, and I'm not going to take. I mean, I'm angry, and I'm not going to take it anymore. And he encourages everybody to go to the windows and yell, I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. And so the scene cuts to the whole, like New York City, people going to the windows, screaming out of the streets, I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm mad as hell, I'm not going to take it anymore. Well, I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. I don't have to take it anymore. The Safe Network's coming, and I'm going to foment a revolution with my friends. And this isn't like about getting bloody. Not about violence. About peaceful, effective, just opting out because there's another option. The Safe Network is about adopting an alternate economy, the safe coin economy. If you don't think it's going to become an alternate economy, then I don't think you understand what it is this thing really is. I actually really truly believe, in fact, you might think I'm an arrogant guy, but I think I basically know what it is. I've been looking for it my whole life. And I'm sure what I see that it is. I'm sure that it's an alternate economy. I'm sure that one day a safe coin is going to be worth a lot of money. And I'm sure that this is the place for people to gather anonymously and foment a revolution against the things that have been the problem. Unnaturalistic systems, authoritarian systems, weak or strong. Let's see what else Tim has to say. As a species, we are just dipping our toes in the ocean of connectivity, and it's time to dive in, smiling face. You're right about that. And Tim further writes, I'm here to chew gum and kick some ass, and I'm all out of gum. Yeah, me too. I'm all out of gum, and it's just time to kick some ass. Listen, this thing about adopting a brand new technology, this thing about pioneering this whole new world, this thing about inventing applications that are congruent with that world, with new structures that are congruent with that brand new, private, autonomous, free, secure place. It's for serious folks. It's for folks that can look at a situation and deal with serious ambiguity, serious uncertainty, and the real risk of being involved in something at this stage. There are no guarantees. We're engaged in something revolutionary. There's never any guarantees at this stage. But the option, the alternative to, for me, to being here is to just, roll over and die, I suppose. Because the world as we know it and the systems that are in it, that run it, are unsustainable. They're collapsing all around us. I was talking to Don Layton not too long ago. Hey, there's Rich Beer. Hey, Rich, how many developers are working on the Safe Network? He wants to know. Well, I don't know. I can give you some raw answers, and I don't know if these are exact answers. But there's probably about 15 developers in Troon, Scotland, and then there are new development teams that are supporting that core development team in San Francisco, Montreal, and Washington, D.C. And how many of those numbers are, I don't know, but it's not a big team. It's a small team. But they're in the test nets now, and when those test nets are completed, the end of probably before the end of the year, I just was speaking with Nick Lambert, not just the other day. He's the chief operating officer of MaidSafe, and basically, he's still I mean, he's saying that by the sometime in fourth quarter, they're going to be launching the beta. You know, and whether that is perfectly accurate, I don't know. I don't think anybody knows that exactly, but it's close. And it's all open source and verifiable. Anybody can check it out and see where they're at. I was just looking at their dashboard the other night, looking at the continuous testing and the nightly testing that's being done, and I was doing that not just by myself, but with an experienced developer who was explaining to me what I was looking at. And I'm fairly convinced that they're really in the I don't know what percentage to assign it, but I wouldn't say the final stages, because they're still in basically the end of the first test net, and they're still working on one big piece in that first test net that isn't finished yet, is the application programming interface, which will make it possible for developers to obviously to connect their applications to the SAFE network. So that's a big piece. And then there's lots of other pieces. So it's I think in terms of I think it's true. If anybody was asking me my opinion, I think it's true that given the size of the project, or let's say the ambition of the project, that the size of the development team is a pretty small development team. But I have confidence in that development team, Rich, and that's why I do what I do, because I really believe in these guys. I think that they're the real deal. And as I was telling Nick the other day, I said to him, Nick, if you guys aren't the real deal, then there isn't one. Because I've been looking, and I'm convinced that they are. But if they're not, there's nobody even close to them in terms of being able to deliver on an autonomous, encrypted, free, secure, private, decentralized, serverless network. There's just with its own cryptocurrency. The protocols meant to work together from the ground up, designed that way. Nobody's doing this. Not like MaidSafe. I challenge anybody out there. I challenge anybody to show me a project where the developers are claiming to be working on a safe network-like network with its own cryptocurrency. Doesn't exist. I think I know about it. What will be the first service I will be able to use with my SafeCoin? Rich asks. Well, I don't have an answer for you, Rich. I think a lot of people would like to know what that would be. As I understand, there are lots and lots of possible projects, but every one of those will need to interface with the API. And there are example projects that are coming, but all these are free projects. It doesn't cost any SafeCoin. Eventually, I think that SafeCoin will work like cash on the Safe network when people have things to sell that they want to sell in SafeCoin on the Safe network. But what that first surface is, well, that's at this point anybody's guess. You know, where we are right now, as I've been talking about tonight, is we are in a brand new place that we've never been, and it's a time for pioneers and earliest adopters to get their heads around. It's time for us to get our head around a lot of the basic things about how the network works and how SafeCoin will be earned. It's time for us to think about farming for SafeCoin, as we call it, where we're lending a piece of our memory of our computers and machines to the network in exchange for SafeCoin. And while I think that SafeCoin will at some point become a pretty valuable thing, we're talking about at this point a completely undiscovered universe, a possibility on the Safe network, and it needs to be, you know, it's brand new real estate. It's a wilderness that needs to be conquered, and stakes pounded into the ground, and people saying, here's what I'm going to do, and here's what I'm going to do, and here's what I'm going to do. This application and that application. And frankly, I think that it's going to be, there's going to be enough room for many different kinds of applications, and people aren't going to really have to worry about, you know, whether or not what they're doing. I mean, you know, like in the real world, there are, how many car companies how many automobile companies do you think there are in the world? There's a lot of automobile companies in the world, and they do a lot of business. You don't have to. Okay, hang on a second. So, okay, hang on a second. I'll answer that in a second. We don't have to worry about if we want to do something and somebody else wants to do a similar thing. I think we'll be okay because it's so big. And I think that's what's going to happen over time, is that people are going to adopt the Safe network in parallel to what's going on in the real world. Rich Beer, I'd be curious, Rich, if you would write it in just so we know. You don't have to get real specific, but just if you could tell us where you're located, what state or what country. Rich Beer writes in, I listened to a podcast earlier today on Epicenter Bitcoin with Gavin Wood, an Ethereum developer. I was surprised to hear that they are working on a browser that torrents content. Is that similar to SafeCoin? That sounds different than SafeCoin. I think, or Made Safe. I do know that the Montreal group is thinking about a browser add-on for Firefox, but that's about all I know about it. So that they're going to be able to. Oh, Rich is in New Mexico. Cool. But that's about all I know about it. SafeCoin, you know, it's a whole nother. SafeCoin, by the way, in case you don't know about this, Rich, SafeCoin doesn't use a blockchain technology. It has a different proof process called proof of resource, and it's earned by providing resources to the network, either applications that are being developed or people that are lending memory, if you will, storage to the network. There are no servers, and what gets stored on people's machines are completely encrypted shreds, if you will, of data, inaccessible to the people that are providing that service. Unknown what location that's being stored is unknown to those who store their shreds of data, is the best way to put it. You don't know about that. I encourage you to go to madesafe.net and read the system documentation and get a bit of an education on that, because SafeCoin is completely different than the blockchain technology. Ethereum is interesting to me in that they began to think about ways to use the blockchain other than as a currency, like Bitcoin, distributed autonomous corporations, for example, or smart contracts, these kinds of things. It's quite an interesting innovation, and my hat's off to the people at Ethereum, Tali and Charles. These are brilliant people who are working on a very interesting project. In their crowd sale, I know they raised money pretty quick because people could see just what they are. But it's nothing like what we're doing. It's the similarities end with the fact that we're both companies made of developers that are developing interesting applications, but the Ethereum project is developing whatever, all that it is doing on the blockchain, whereas MadeSafe, everything that we're doing has nothing to do with the blockchain at all. It's an entirely different protocol, and it's all been developed by MadeSafe. And SafeCoin is an altcoin, that's for sure. Like, but it's closer to cash than anything else because it doesn't have a public ledger. So it's truly an ability for people to have anonymous transactions between two people, and I think that's a pretty interesting prospect. I'm sure that the authoritarians of the world will accuse us of all sorts of nefarious things because we are seeking to have the ability to have privacy again in our financial affairs without third parties being able to interfere in that process, whoever they are. Privacy is an important thing, even when you don't have anything to hide. Privacy says that my business is my business, and if I want you to know about my business, that's my business, whether or not you get to know about it. That's what privacy is about. It's the idea that you get to control who gets to see whatever it is you want them to see. And people have reasons to not want everybody to know about everything about them, and it just seems to me that we've lost a lot of sight of that in the last generation. I don't think many people have as much of an expectation for privacy as they ought to. And I think one of the things that's really great about what we're doing, or what MadeSafe is doing, is that we're in a sense re-enthroning the value of privacy again, saying that the individual gets to decide. The individual is not owned. The individual owns himself. He gets to decide what other people get to see and know and about him, and it's only he that gets to decide that. I think that's a beautiful thing. And it's not just about privacy, but it's about security, about preventing the malicious stuff that goes on the public, same old crappy internet that we have today with phishing and spying and malware and economic models that have to put ads in front of our eyeballs in order for that business model to survive. on the Safe Network because it pays applications in SafeCoin autonomously, no humans involved, uh, because that's built in as a feature and benefit of the network itself. That completely disrupts the current business model that exists on the internet today, where people have to get into your business and analyze data about you in order to put in front of your eyeballs advertising that will increase the likelihood that you're going to buy something from somebody. You know, we're looking at an ad-free zone. Imagine that, a place where you don't have to be bombarded by ads. That's an amazing place. That's a place where you can think for yourself. That's a place where you don't have to put up with invasions of your privacy anymore. So we're looking forward to that kind of a development. And again, you know, for people who are like artists, I mean, people who are artists, they, you know, the last 130 million years, as we like to say around MaidSafe, you know, artists have had to starve to be an artist. But the Safe Network opens up a whole new possibility of artists being able to distribute their own art, create their own art, use a digital wonderland, in a sense, to do that. So we're imagining that future. We're imagineering that future because we who tune into the Safe Cafe and we who go on to the forums of madesafe.org and contribute in one way or another to the thinking of what's going on here with the Safe Network. We're starting to think about that, and we're pioneering that future. We're not waiting for the launch of the network. We're doing it right now because we believe in the guys that are doing this. And maybe some people think that. Hang on a second. Tim writes. Okay, hang on a second. Tim writes, anything that is built on natural law will succeed. The world as we know it is largely centralized, therefore it's unnatural for our species. It's crucial we bridge the gap. The concept of a safe network is inevitable. Well, he's absolutely right. Let me see if I got everything. Okay, Rich says, if someone was not part of the MaidSafe coin sale, do they have to keep their coins on the exchange till SafeCoin is available? As I understand it, you know, if you own MaidSafe coin, the coin right now, the MaidSafe coin, just like anything else that you own, you can sell it if you so wanted to. Now, personally, I don't recommend that, but it won't be technically possible to for those coins to be exchanged for SafeCoin until the network is operational. So I think, to the best of my understanding, you know, you can just keep them parked until the instructions, let's put it that way, come out about how to exchange those MaidSafe coins for SafeCoin. I'm sure that will be forthcoming as soon as possible. It's in the interest of the company to make everything good on that. So it does require some patience while we're waiting for the Safe Network to launch, but to the best of my understanding, MaidSafe coin is now good. it's a good coin. In fact, crypto analytics just recommended this is a fact. Crypto analytics just recommended MadeSafe coin as a buy because they recognize, I think they recognize where this is going. So, I can't tell you what to do, but I'm not an investment advisor, but if I was in your shoes, I'd be holding on to those coins until I could convert them to safe coin, and then I'd be holding on to safe coin too. Watch its value increase, because as the network becomes more robust and ubiquitous, again, there's no guarantee, but I'm not a genius guy. I'm just normal, everyday, fairly smart. But in normal, everyday, fairly smart, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to know that a safe coin is going to become more and more valuable as the network becomes more and more robust and more ubiquitous. I'd be holding on to that. Let me see if I got everyone's questions answered here. David Yamanaka is not here tonight, Rich, but he is also from Mexico. Let's see. That's it on those questions. Yeah. So I mean, I want to talk a little bit about this forum in the sense it's not. We're just getting started, and poor Tim, I'm sorry about all the technical difficulties. I hope we can work that out. I don't know why you can't sign on. We'll hopefully we'll sort that out pretty soon. But this is supposed to be a place where anybody can kind of come on and talk about whatever it is that they want to about the safe network and about the future, and for people to sort of come out of the shadows and get to know one another. And that's my ambition for what the Safe Cafe is a place for people to get to know each other. And we'll be having more of these over, as time goes on. We'll be having different guests on from time to time. Whoever has a good reason for wanting to be on can be on. And I invite you to be on. Because if there are other people, what happens is you see them as well as me. This particular broadcast, you're only seeing me because nobody else is on. Because I was supposed to have 2 other people, but we had technical difficulties that prevented them from getting on. But basically, it's meant to be a lively discussion. I just happen to be the host of it, but unfortunately tonight it ends up being me, the only person that you're seeing. But in the future, we're hoping that there'll be many different people that are going to be on. I don't. Rich writes in, is Poloniex the only exchange for MadeSafe coin now? I don't believe so. I think there's another one. I can check on that. I'm pretty sure I think there was 2. I can't do it right now. I don't want to mess with this hangout, but I don't want to take a chance of messing up the connection. But I'm pretty sure I saw a second one, but I'm not. I'd have to look into that. Okay, Tim writes in, Studio 99 gives creative people the chance to generate in freedom. Art, music are a universal language, which is key. Code is another universal language. Let's create the future with Studio 99. Yeah, man, let's create the future with Studio 99. And so, and that's what we're talking about, Tim and Rich. Basically, and there's somebody else here too. Who I'm not sure who. We've had as many as 6 viewers tonight, and that's okay because we're just getting started. I hope we'll have many, many more as time gets on. But there's someone else out there too right now. The neat thing is about what we're doing here is to gather with people who want to create that future. And we need developers, but we also need artists, and we also need different kinds of people. And together, no matter where you are, we can come together and begin to build that future together. And that's really one of the big reasons why somebody else just signed on. That's really one of the big reasons why I wanted to do the Safe Cafe, because I wanted to give people a place to be able to talk and to discuss their applications that they're developing and what they wanted to do and how they wanted to do it. And it wasn't meant to be just my talking head and I was the only person that you're going to see. Let's see. Rich writes, my wife wrote and directed a full-length feature indie. How could we be a part of Studio 99? Okay, well, in the future, and this is what we're talking about, Rich, this is a great question. Okay, so one of the things that we've envisioned is when we talk about Studio 99, that's a place where we create art or edit art that we've created. There's all kinds of tools that we imagine that we can put there. But then, let's say after having done that and completed a full-length feature independent film by using those tools on Studio 99, then in your wife's case, she could, again, these are just whatever she decides to do, but she could upload that independent film to Network99, the sister application. When we speak of Studio 99, we're talking about creating art. When we speak of Network99, we're talking about where artists can upload their art to distribute their art themselves and earn 99% of all SafeCoin revenue. And the application, Network99, only keeps 1% to to maintain the application. So in your wife's case, she would upload her independent film to her own channel on Network99 in the area that we've called Film Network 99, and Film Network 99 would have whatever kinds of different independent film channels. I mean, any kind you could imagine, they would be there. And then what would happen is that as users watch that movie, and they don't have to pay. Users don't pay anything. That your wife's art, that independent film, would earn SafeCoin, and that's how that works. There are 100,000 probably independent movies that have never seen the light of day inside a theater. This is a chance for people, not everybody will do it, but you know, I'm hoping we're going to have quite an independent film catalog at some point on Network 99. People will be able to simply go onto the channel, read a brief description, whatever genre movie they're looking for, uh, and watch movies. And artists who have created movies, uh, who own movies, can earn SafeCoin that way. Tim writes, Rich, get in contact with me. So that's good. So maybe you can be on our team. Nope, there's no limit. For geography is not a reason, especially as we create this brand new frontier. We want people from, excuse me, from anywhere. Tim's in Scotland, you're in New Mexico, and I'm in Israel. There's no reason we can't work together. It's absolutely doable and possible, and it's the future, and we need to create that future. That's the way we look at it anyway. So we're looking forward to getting together with people who are pioneers like us and creating that future. So yeah, I mean, I hope that all the people who have ever made an independent film will want to partner with us on Network 99 someday, upload their independent film for free. Doesn't cost anything to upload your film. Got nothing to lose. Create a channel. Users, it doesn't cost anything. I mean, viewers, someone who's a user would be a viewer of a movie. They can watch whatever movies they want to watch. And the application generates SafeCoin by creating value for the Safe network. Why is that a good system? Why is that a good model? Because the applications that are great applications draws traffic to the network, and the network rewards those applications according to the traffic that it generates. And so that's really the model, and it's a great model. And we think that because it is such a great model, SafeCoin will become very valuable someday. And it will rise to the point of being an alternate economy, an alternative economy. And we will eventually be able to trade SafeCoin for any other currency. We're inventing a whole new world. And that's why I'm excited about what I'm doing, because it isn't, people can criticize me because I'm a made safe evangelist, or a true believer, or whatever you want to say about me. But I've gotten to know who these guys are, and I think that it's really going to happen. And I don't know if any of you know this or not. I think Tim does. I don't know if you know this, Rich, but or any of the other viewers. Next week, David Irvine, CEO of MadeSafe, and Nick Lambert, COO of MadeSafe, are going to be on the Max Kaiser show. I don't know if maybe, I don't know if you guys know about Max Kaiser, but he has a show, probably the most popular syndicated show on RT, which is called Russia Television. RT is probably the biggest news and information channel on the internet today. It has more viewers than just about anybody, more than anybody. Anyway, they've got a great program called the Max Kaiser Show. Max Kaiser, with his co-host Stacy Herbert, is viewed by thousands and thousands and thousands, maybe millions of people every day. And last what's today? Today's Thursday. Tuesday. 2 days ago, David and Nick took the train down from Troon to London, and they taped the broadcast for next week. And next Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to be able to watch Max Kaiser interview David Irvine and Nick Lambert about MaidSafe. And I really believe that this is going to be a watershed event. MaidSafe got a really nice write-up in TechCrunch, and this interview with Max Kaiser is going to sort of leverage that, and I think we're going to see lots and lots of people coming out of, just finding out about MaidSafe for the first time because of this, and it's publicity that I think is going to really be great for the team. I think we're going to see a lot of people come out and contact MaidSafe for more interviews and finding out who they are and what this is about. And they're making great progress. I mean, they're just making great progress. We're in the test nets, and I'm just going to page down and make sure that I've answered all the basic questions that I could answer. Also, Rich, I want to point out to you that if you're still watching, and anybody else, I want to point out to you who's watching, if you have a technical question and you don't get a good answer out of me, go to maidsafe.org. That's maidsafe.org, and there's a community forum, and you can post a question. You can start your own topic. You can get answers to your questions. If they're very technical questions, that's also a good place to go, because most of the people on that forum are very technical people. They're not like me. I'm not a developer. I'm just a guy who sees the potential, and I consider myself, and you should know, if this is your first time watching me, I'm an independent MaidSafe evangelist. That means MaidSafe, I'm not on the payroll or anything. MaidSafe. I'm just doing what I'm doing out of my own self-interest to promote something that I believe in. And I wish there were more people like me, but just the way it is right now. It's a brand new technology. Why should anybody believe in it? I don't know. I think you have to look really close to get it, but it's gettable, and I get it. And the team in Troon, they're not a bunch of guys that go around tooting their own horn. They're just engineers and computer scientists and programmers and developers. And, they're just, they got their nose in their work. Marketing isn't really their emphasis right now. But my emphasis is just to get the word out, get people talking, get everybody getting together, starting to look at what kind of applications we want to build on the network. People should be developing relationships. It's another reason why I think the Safe Cafe is important, is for us to get together and become friends, not just somebody's name on a blog post, but a face and a voice. The more we know each other, the better off we're going to be, and we're going to. It gives us more opportunity. We get to know each other. We can actually do things together. That's really another long-range goal of what this is all about, is that people will meet each other and do just what hang on a second. Rich Beer, right? Good, Rich. Everyone's going to trade their Max coin for Maid. That's funny. Yeah, it could happen. It could definitely happen. I won't tell you who, but I know a guy who is a big guy on MaxCoin who is also very, very, very bullish on the future of the safe coin. So that could very well happen. But yeah, I just want to see us get to know each other and work together and build this network. I believe in what I'm doing. Is this a little crazy, maybe, at this stage? I think you could say that about anybody who blazes a new trail. There's always people standing on the sideline, ready to criticize or find fault. But the people that are taking the chance and doing the action well, my hat's off to those guys. And I really think we're on to something. I really believe that. That's why I do what I do. Because I think it's going to change the world. It's going to change my world. It's already changing my world just by being involved in it. I wake up in the morning and I'm always thinking about it. What can I do today to advance the project myself? I wish that more people would think about that. What can I do today to advance this project, even though I'm not a developer? Because it needs more. This project needs more than just developers. And so I think there's a place in this project for anyone who has a passion for freedom, privacy, and security, and anyone who gets it, what's going on here with the safe network and SafeCoin. It's not like anything else in the cryptosphere. We're going to create a very beautiful, safe cryptospace where people are going to love it, and it's going to be very fast, and it's going to be very powerful. It's going to change your whole worldview about what's possible with a really robust internet. And it's my job I call myself also a made safe microfuturist. That means don't ask me about the human genome's impact, unpacking the human genome. What is that impact on the society? I couldn't tell you because I don't know anything about that. But I spend my time looking at made safe, and so I think about the future and the impact that made safe and the safe network is going to have on the future. And I think the impact is so huge, especially for artists, especially empowering artists to impact that same future and lead, in a sense, the 99% revolution. This number 99 has a lot to do with a lot of things. The 99% who've been left behind by the 1% elites of the world who've exploited the other 99%. That model's dying. The safe network is a new technology that makes it possible that for the 99% to be empowered through the 99% revolution. The 99% revolution is a peaceful, effective, and unstoppable revolution simply by people being able to opt out of authoritarian regimes, weak or strong, and opt in to the safe network. It's an idea whose time has come. As Tim says, these choices that we're making are expressions of natural law. Every great advance in natural knowledge has involved the absolute rejection of authority, and I couldn't agree more. So that's what we're doing here, and it's not an easy thing. It's a formidable thing. It's if you take it upon yourself to change the world, don't think that that's going to be a walk in the park, because it's not. But we can have fun and we can enjoy ourselves. We can have great relationships with people that we meet along the way, and we can do things. I'm really excited about Network 99 and Studio 99 because I love the arts. I'm not an artist. I'm an art lover, and I want to see artists. I don't want to see artists starve to be artists. I want to see them thrive to be an artist, and they should earn the lion's share of whatever money comes from selling their art. And Network 99 and Studio 99 take it as a sister applications. Like to call them together Suite 99, S-U-I-T-E, Suite 99. Suite 99 is a sweet deal for artists. It really is a sweet deal, and we hope that we find partners in the world of application development, and we find artists who want to help make uh, these applications even better. Uh, by offering artistic suggestions that will make them fun. Okay, here we go. Here's another thing. Tim says, wait, let me see. I thought there was something. And Tim writes, easy, what I was just talking about. This work we're doing, right? This pioneering effort to build something that's never been done. Tim writes, easy, no, inevitable, yes. You are correct. That is correct. It is inevitable. And that's part of the hope that I have about it. This is an inevitable development. It has to be. It's just the next step of the evolution of our society. I have often said that the safe network is the thing that will show up in the world that will give civilization its much needed reboot. It's time for that reboot. And so won't you join me? All you who are watching, join with me and help us to reboot civilization. One last thing before we go. Tim, hang out. I'm going to try to call you afterwards, see if I can't get a hold of you for a few minutes. And I want to thank you for watching, all of you. And stay tuned for Safe Cafe number 5. If you have an idea of what you'd like to see, or if you want to be on, get a hold of me. Send me a note to my email, dl99pr. That's dl99pr@gmail.com. dl99pr means David Lasoff 99% revolution. dl99pr@gmail.com, because I believe in the 99% revolution. So you can join us in that revolution. And from the startup nation in Israel, where I live, we had a hangout on at least 3 continents tonight. It was a great time. I want to thank you for being here. Get a hold of me. Stay tuned for Safe Cafe number 5. We'll see you next time. I'll let you know when that's going to be. Bye-bye now.